Jimmy, what happened to you? Let's start with the Jim story. What happened?
Well, I was spending Friday night out at Ashland with this hot little babe, Wendy. And I'm at her place, and it's late. It's really late.
In Ashland.
Yeah. And,
She
and I'm
has her
tired.
own house, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she had company over. But I decided to go to bed anyway, early. So I'm in bed all by myself.
At this girl's house?
Yeah.
What
in
girl
the back
is it?
bedroom. Wendy.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Now, how do I know the name Wendy? Hold on.
Oh, you met her before.
I know how I know the name Wendy.
Steve, you promised to love Wendy. Or I mean,
Mindy.
Steve, you promised to love Mindy for the rest of the day.
Wendy, who knows?
What? Yeah, once again, I know how I know the name Wendy.
Steve, you promised to love Wendy. Or I mean,
Marriage, Rick.
Mindy. Steve, you promised to love Mindy for the rest of your life.
Wendy, who knows?
Steve.
Yes, so you're at this girl's house.
Yeah. And so I'm in
What
the
do you
back
mean
bed.
you decided to go to bed early?
Yeah, because I'm tired, from working all
Like,
week.
what time was this?
It was about 12:30.
So-
A little past midnight.
So they were ready to, so that what?
Oh, they're up
her and her
partying.
friends were up ready
Yeah,
to party.
they're up, having a good time.
All right.
And I'm in bed
How
all by
many
myself.
friends were over?
Probably 5.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, I wake up, something's licking my foot. I'm sleeping in bed naked. Something's licking my foot. I wake up, turn the light on. It's a possum. A possum was licking my foot in the bedroom.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How did a possum get into the bedroom?
Through a hole through the air duct.
What kind of house does she live in? Oh my God. What the hell kind of house is this?
One with a bunch of holes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The possum licked my foot to wake me up.
What did you do when he saw it was a possum?
Well, I yelled for Wendy to come and said, "Hey, Wendy, you've got a possum back here." She chased the possum out of the bedroom, and it went under the couch where everybody was partying.
Oh my God. This is like some Beverly Hillbillies nightmare. This is Beverly Hillbillies pre-finding crude.
Oh my God!
What?
Whenever those things are ugly from 20 feet away, much
And
less.
they're rabid. Don't they
Right.
usually carry disease
Yeah.
and rabies and
Well, she was telling me before
Lice.
that she used to have a pet possum.
oh,
And it wasn't rabid, but like her daughter would, curl up with the possum and everything.
oh, how freaky!
They got rid of the possum and her daughter got lice.
Yes, you get out of the possum.
Yeah.
It's not a pet.
Yeah.
Oh my
And,
God!
and this was not a pet one. This was like
No,
a,
this was a wild one.
and it was licking your. You're lucky it didn't
yeah.
take like a big bite out of your foot.
I know it. I've never had a possum lick my foot before,
No.
especially when I was naked in bed.
How foul and filthy was the fermunda
Probably
under
lucky
your?
it's not like it was your foot.
Yeah, like the
Oh,
toe
I
cheese.
know it. That wasn't a
You're
gay
lucky it
possum.
didn't get a like a gay possum. Gets underneath the covers. Let's go to
Where did
Todd.
the possum go? I mean, after left the couch.
So now I call Wendy Queen of the Possum Kingdom.
Jimmy's laying on his side, and that possum gets in there. Take it, bitch. Hey! I'm being molested by a possum.
Take it, bitch.
What the hell kind of white trash evening did you have?
It was.
Did you start? Why doesn't she board up these holes?
Well, she did the next day. Her dad came
My
over and boarded them up.
God!
But anyway, the possum
How
got
did
in
they
the
get the
couch.
possum out of the house?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
She couldn't find the possum that night. It got under the couch, and she starts jumping on the couch, trying to crush the possum.
Why didn't they move? Why didn't they move? The couch?
They did. It was
In the couch.
Yeah. I mean, it was,
Throw the couch.
Probably
see, and I didn't know any of that because I just went back to bed. I shut the bedroom door and went to bed.
Did they close the couch up, or what did they do with the couch?
I don't know.
Where did they finally find the possum?
They didn't.
The possum is still there,
It could still be there.
and they stole the couch in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, throw the couch away!
I know. I would put the couch on the front porch at least.
Oh my God! What an unbelievable story. Hi, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. This is the Cass County Animal Control Unit,
Yes.
and we have a very sick little possum with some athlete's foot fungus on his mouth. Not to mention, he's kind of walking a little funny, like he's been an authority. You know what I'm saying here?
Like
Jim,
someone,
Jim, the photographer, might have something to do with that.
like someone might have molested the possum.
Well, his rectum's a little bigger than a normal possum. Yeah.
Oh, like a molested possum. Thank you. Good luck finding this possum, sir. So the possum is still in the house inside the couch.
They couldn't get it out. It just crawled way up in the couch and they couldn't dig it out.
So it's still alive in the couch?
Well, unless, she was jumping on the couch. It's, she just boom, 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 jumping all around on the couch, trying to,
Has
knock
anyone
the
been
possum
sitting
away.
on the couch the last couple of days or anything?
I was sleeping on that couch last night.
And did you know the possum was in there?
Well, I didn't smell anything.
Oh,
'Cause that's how I figure, it's going to smell pretty nasty in the next couple of days. if it's still
oh
there.
my
Oh,
God.
that poor possum. He just comes up to lick, just very friendly possum, and they try to kill him.
Oh, what a horrible story.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
The alarm clock screams and there's a cat butt in my face. I don't want to get up, face the human race. I take a shower, I take a pee, I drink some coffee, watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open. Nothing seems to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and brass and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature and there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. Happy Hump Day. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite podcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. Yeah, we are here. It is Ray Lytle's morning disaster. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the program. What's going on? How are you? I see TJ's on.
I'm here.
Mike's on. What's going
Good
on,
morning.
guys? I've got I don't know if it's bad news or good news to start with today. The stimulus checks are going to be going out soon.
What does soon mean?
Like within weeks, within sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how about that, buddy? How about it? Yeah, and they were asked yesterday. Hey, buddy. They were asked if, or Jen Psaki, the president's spokesperson, was asked if Joe Biden will have his name on the stimulus checks. Now, do you know why they were asked that question?
Because dumbass had his name.
The last
on the
president
checks.
actually delayed the checks so they could write his name on them, which I never understood
why anyone thought that was a good idea. And she said, no, we're not going to delay these checks to put someone's name on it. No, that's stupid. Basically said that Joe Biden has no desire to put his name on the checks. It will not be happening. So the checks will be going out immediately. So they'll be paying people, right from the start. All right. Isn't that kind of cool? Thought you'd like that. What do you think, TJ? TJ's not saying anything.
He's indifferent.
You broke up a little bit. I hit a valley.
I said they asked the president's spokesperson, the press secretary, Jen Psaki, if President Biden's name will be appearing on the stimulus checks that are going
how
to be...
arrogant and vain do you have to be to put your check on or your name on a check from the Department of the Treasury? Come on.
And she said, well, of course they're not going to. That delays. That would just delay the checks. No, we're not. They're not going to do that. So I'm just saying that they're not going to be putting the president's name on the checks this time. So I don't know why anyone would do that. Absolutely, I don't know. But they will be going out as soon as they can be sent out. So there you go. No president's name on the check. I just want to know if anyone thought that this was less presidential of Biden not wanting to put his name on the check.
How dare he not want to do something?
I just wanted to put that
put
out
his
there.
name on something. It's outrageous.
Fat 420 is saying the stimulus checks are a sham. People on disability won't get them. It would be nice to get them. Yeah. Well,
What are all the particulars of this new stimulus bill anyway?
Yeah, I mean, Nick, isn't everybody getting them unless you make more than $75,000 a year? I think everybody's getting one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think even people will people on disability get one?
I thought they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was different because they changed the rules. I don't know.
If only there was some way we could find this out.
I'll check right now. I'll check right now.
Like an interconnected global network of computers that deliver information.
Stimulus check. All right. People with disability. According to this, people with disabilities are going to get it. That, yeah.
So,
yeah. Let's see.
it's amazing how some people are wrong. in this
Yeah.
chat
Well,
room.
I'm just saying the third stimulus check will be arriving by the end of the month. Here's every qualification and new rule that apply. All right. According to this, everybody will get one. All right. It says if you stopped or started receiving SSI or SSDI, your situation could become complicated now that it's tax season. We'll explain how to claim any money you're missing from the first two stimulus checks, even if you don't usually file taxes. According to this, and I'm reading from CNET, they said the Democrats took away, it was the Republicans. The Republicans didn't want people on government money, any kind of welfare or any kind of disability or any Social Security to get a stimulus check. The Democrats wanted anybody who made less than $75,000 to get one. So unless your disability is paying you more than $75,000, you'll get one. The question remains, the thing that'll screw you up is if you have filed taxes or not. Yeah. So it just depends on. Yeah. Well, Fat 420 says people on disability don't do taxes. You can. No, you could still do taxes. Fat 420, you could still do taxes. My daughter didn't have a job, but she's done taxes, even though she didn't have a job last year. You could still file taxes as long as no one's claiming you as a dependent. You can still file taxes. So yeah. So according to a thing I was just reading, you do get it. Steve says he's been on Social Security disability for 4 years, and he got the first 1,200, but not the second. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Steve. You'll be getting. I guess you're going to be getting this one. This one's supposedly going out to you, brother. How about that? Be getting your stimulus check. You can give a little bit to me if you want. If it's too much for you to spend, you can give a little bit of me, give a little bit of Nick, pay for some classes for Nick. So he still has to go to classes like he's a,
Yep.
you know, like he's a college age or something. Yeah. Yeah,
After
Karen says
a little while.
Karen says her husband files taxes, is on disability, and he got the first 2 stimulus payments. Yeah. So yeah, I'm telling you, you can get it. So just file taxes, because the way they do it is through the Treasury Department, right? The IRS is the one who handles the.
Yep. Treasury Department.
Yeah, that's who's
And if
hiring
you get
me.
direct deposit, you're supposed to get it a little quicker.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you know me.
Amazing how if you do some research and find out.
Fat 420 says if he gets his check, he'll buy a full year of Patreon. Well, thank you.
There you go.
I'm happy that a handful of your stimulus dollars will go to pay for this show.
That whole $65.
Yeah, whatever the hell it comes out to. Thank you. Thanks, Fat 420. That's very nice of you. Yeah. Not bad, buddy. We'll take it. Yeah, so stimulus checks are coming out. They say by the end of March we'll have them. What do you think of that? I mean, Nick, you guys have made good purchases with your stimulus money, right?
I bought a refrigerator and a dishwasher.
Yeah.
I stimulated the economy.
Not me.
Bye.
I didn't stimulate shit. With my stimulus money, I think I paid bills.
And that's just as good. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Well, I paid like rent and I paid car payments.
Yeah.
I think that's what I did with my stimulus money. I don't know, because I don't have. I know it's supposed to be my stimulus money, but let's be honest.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Yeah, it's not my money. I mean, I know it is my money, but any wife who is in charge of the finances for your family, you know that you're the one that makes the decision. That's what happens in my family. I mean, I don't have a job, so I don't have much to say, you know. I don't have, when it comes to my wife deciding what to do, I don't get to say much. I know it sounds weird, but why? I'm not going to fight. Whatever. So I have no idea where my stimulus is gone. None whatsoever.
I know where it didn't go.
Yeah, it didn't go towards me at all. I can tell you that. So I have no idea where this $1,400 will go. My hope is that take the $1,400 and divide it and figure out what it would have been had it been my salary, and then just leave me alone for that. Don't yell at me for that long, and I'm fine. So I don't know where the stimulus will. I have no idea where it'll go, but my wife will make the decision. And we've got nothing. We got nothing special over the last two. I doubt there'll be anything special over this one.
Maybe she'll get you movie popcorn this time.
Richard says he paid bills and fixed his car tires. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, like Nick, bought a refrigerator. Would you buy a refrigerator and a what?
Dishwasher.
Yeah. I mean, they're not elaborate, but it made life a little easier, you know? And it did stimulate the economy, stuff like that. They do want you to spend it. That's why a stimulus exists. It's supposed to stimulate the economy and keep the economy going while everything is getting back to normal. At least that's the plan. But people who are working, you're getting a full paycheck. So it's just like, for people working, it's just like extra money. So spend it like extra money, you know? That's what they want you to do with it.
I am. I'm putting more work into my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Building materials are not cheap.
I am. I'm eating an egg, guys. My nutritionist yesterday said, because I have fruit for breakfast, you know?
Right. So you're
My
not putting melon
nutritionist-
in your mouth today?
No, I have an orange today.
Ah.
My nutritionist said I have to add protein. I got to add protein. So now I'm eating a hard-boiled. I'm eating a hard-boiled egg. That tastes kind of good, actually. You know.
I've lost 11 pounds since March 1st.
How have you been? What have you been doing?
Exercising and eating less.
I mean, what's your exercise? I saw where you're doing stuff on TikTok. but that was, you know.
No, that was I walk 3 miles a day, and then I'm doing P90X at night.
Ooh.
Look at you. Huh. Losing 11 pounds is nice.
I've
It's
heard
nice
that
to fit in the
P90X.
shirts. What was that?
I've heard that P90X will beat the snot out of you.
It does beat the snot out of you.
It's like 2013 all over again.
I know, right?
Or 2008, whenever P90X is real popular, but it's working.
My pirated version of P90X.
As long as it's working, right? What the hell?
Mhm.
Yeah. My knees are so bad right now. I mean, they're so bad. I don't know they keep telling me they'll get better. They don't feel like they're not getting any better. They don't feel like, you know, like it's happening. Oh well. Yeah. But I still got my work. I still do my workout, and I'm eating better now. So I'm no longer fasting. On doctor's advice, I have stopped fasting. Well, it was actually my body's advice because my liver was shutting down. Yeah. Holly says P90X is hardcore. She had a friend lose over 100 pounds. Wow, look at you, Nick. Ever since we had Pickett on, and he said his crank got bigger when he lost all that weight. I've seen I've seen a lot of people focusing.
Right.
Seen a lot of people focusing on the weight loss, trying to get that crank bigger.
How we doing?
Yeah. Is that what's going on, Nicholas? Trying to get that crank bigger? Doing some P9 to X? That's all right, bro. What? Yeah. So a lot of people think that's what's going on, Nick.
So Sugar Bear's doing P90X to get a bigger crank, huh?
Sugar Bear don't have to do no P90X. Sugar Bear was naturally gifted. Thanks, Sugar. Had no idea.
Oh, Lord.
Corey says, Nick, watch out. You're going to be drinking Shakeology. Yeah, what do you want?
I heard that from the distance. No.
Corey said he's lost 27 pounds since February 1st. Good for you guys. Shit, I'm losing pounds like 3 pounds a month. Ugh, that sucks.
It's still progress.
Yeah. Like with me, They made me stop fasting,
Right.
and I had did I tell you this story? That I had to start fully eating.
Oh yeah.
So I started eating all these calories, and I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I was eating too much, right? And literally, I went from fasting where I was eating like, I was having like 200 calories a day. And that was it. And I was gaining weight because it screwed up my metabolism and my organs were failing and all this stuff. And so they told me what you got to do is start eating normally. So the first thing they had me do is eat normal for a month. Like have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, have snacks. And so I ate normally. I would have I'd have grapes in the morning for breakfast. I would have a salad and some chicken for lunch, and it felt like a lot, And then I would have a bowl of cereal with bananas for like a snack. And then I would have like barbecued chicken and green beans and maybe a little bit of macaroni or something for dinner. Okay.
Right.
And I was doing that for a month, and I went in to weigh myself, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be like, how much weight I'm gonna lose? I'm gonna gain like 100 pounds. And I went in and I lost weight, and I was like, what the hell? And I had lost.
You taking care of yourself again.
Yeah, I had lost like 3 pounds. And I'm like, oh, it's only 3, but I felt like I should have gained. And they said, yeah, that's how normal diets work.
A loss is a loss.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm eating. I ate a hard-boiled egg, and now I'm gonna have an orange. Mm-hmm. So forgive me if you hear any eating sounds. It's because I'm eating. There's a Pepperoni says he has pizza, tacos, and burritos, but he portion controls it.
You can have that as long as if you stay within your calories.
I can't portion control. I really can't. I have a lot of problems with that.
You can eat anything you want as long as you
I've heard
stay
that,
within
yeah.
your thing. I did that 2 years ago. I did that 2 years ago, and I ended up losing like 25 pounds from it. But I mean, granted, I was exercising too, but I ate anything. I ate whatever I wanted.
Did you put it back on?
I did put it back on.
Yeah.
Thanks to my bread machine.
See, why can't we just have a diet where you just get to eat nonstop bread? Now, that would be fun. Yeah. That's what I'd like to do. Can I go on the bread diet?
The bread diet, really?
I just want nonstop bread.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't do the like having pizza and just portion control it. It's too hard.
You gotta get that app, MyFitnessPal.
I have it. Yeah, I have it now. Yeah, that's what I'm using.
It helps out a lot.
Like I thought I ate a lot yesterday, right? But I was still like 700 calories left.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. She's like, God damn it, I still have to eat 800 calories.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I just said, screw it. I just stopped eating. I'm like, I'll just eat tomorrow. Is that how? I mean, that's okay if you don't eat it all, right?
Yeah, it's okay to have negative calories. You just don't want a huge number of negative calories, or else you'll be in the situation that you were back in.
Yeah, you're just not eating enough. Corey says he lost 40 pounds just by cutting out sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's hard to do for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't portion control. It's what I need to eat. What I need to eat just needs to be better. You know what I mean? I think a I think a hard-boiled egg and an orange is probably pretty nice. You know, that's probably good for my breakfast. At least I'm trying. We'll see how it goes.
It's all
But any advice? If any advice or anybody's losing weight, I love to take advice. I love it. I have learned that I gotta work out. You know, you've got to work out. That's of the utmost importance.
even if
Working
it
out
means
is-
just going for a walk.
yeah, it just anything. You've got to eat less and move more.
A
That's the
mile
secret.
walk will lose you at least 100 calories.
Yeah. I wish I could walk a mile. I can't. I can't walk, so it sucks.
I usually try to get in 6 a day.
You try to what the hell do you walk?
Well, at my office, it's just one big square area. So I walk that during my break, lunch, and my second break. And then when I come home, after I do homework with the kid, I'll go for another 3-mile walk.
Oh God! Well, like what distance? Where do you go for 3 miles in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh,
Take the dog with me.
that just sounds boring as hell.
Put on a podcast.
It
I'm
just
good to go.
sounds incredibly boring. You know what I mean?
Not when it's sunny and gorgeous like it was yesterday.
Well, maybe when it's nice, yeah, but you know, I would say when it's cold, it's got to suck.
Well, I usually don't go when it's cold. I'll do something else, but
I don't know. Just seems walking 6 miles is pretty boring.
once the Y fully opens back up, I can go on their track and walk it.
Yeah, won't be long with this this vaccine, man. Did you hear we have vaccinated? The United States has now vaccinated. Make sure I get the number right. I think we vaccinated and this is all coming the last month. I mean, literally, they're getting this shit together. And in the last month, I think we vaccinated like 90 million people or something.
Awesome. That's good.
We're getting close. You now have states. Illinois has done pretty well with vaccinations. You know, we've been vaccinating people pretty good here in the state of Illinois.
Right.
The amount of deaths in Illinois has fallen to 5.
Wow.
That's pretty good, and that's pretty good. If you look, we were having thousands a day. Now it's 5.
A definite movement in the right direction.
And the amount of people catching COVID each day has fallen drastically. And it's happening in states like Illinois. Now there are other states, Florida. Other states are
Texas.
Arizona. Other states are increasing, but the ones that are having high
Missouri.
the ones that are having high levels of vaccinations, the numbers are dropping, which is pretty good.
They're almost like they're red
I have no
of
idea.
COVID. Can't figure out why.
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's great leadership.
All I know is that, like the scientists say, vaccination
Rules the nation.
is all I know is, like the scientists say, vaccination is working. So, you know, by the way, those people in Israel, those people are doing it right. Like everybody's getting vaccinated. There's no fear of vaccination in Israel. They're just
walking
going.
up in the army.
Yeah, because they're more fearful of bombs hitting them than they were about
Yeah.
vaccinations.
So they're getting everybody vaccinated. So now they're the numbers are dropping near zero. So there you go. We're just saying we need to up the amount of people. Excuse me. We need to up the amount of people that are getting it, and then we'll be, By the way, it seems the way to get vaccinated are to be like Doran did, which where you just pay attention to where the extra vaccines are.
My wife's getting her second one today.
Look at that.
Actually, right now.
She'll be done.
Mhm.
Then she'll
And I'll
be
be done
done.
Sunday.
Look at the bragging going on at the old.
Then my two oldest boys are getting theirs on Thursday, I think, tomorrow.
And they're what, 18?
19 and 23.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's all like my 19-year-old daughter will be vaccinated before I will, or will be finished being vaccinated before I will, which is great. I got to tell you, I like the fact that all the people I really love will be fully vaccinated before I will. And I'll be fully vaccinated by April 1st. So, but that you feel secure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'll feel good today when your wife gets her
almost
second
feel
shot.
like I'm better than.
Yeah. You almost feel like normal. Yeah, but I guess there are people, if you pay attention to where, like, Sangamon County had a thing where, like the drive-through clinic, which I saw this earlier today or last night or whatever. I saw that the drive-through clinic had extra vaccines yesterday. And they were just vaccinating anybody that came through.
Nice.
That's the shit you pay attention to.
Mhm.
That's how you do it. Yeah. That's the stuff you pay attention to. And then that's how you end up.
Just make a quick stop as you go towards.
Yeah, that's
your
how
Dairy
you end
Queen.
up getting in there. Like I guess they did. If they have extras, they just give them to whoever. And by the way, the United States government announced yesterday they're buying 100 million doses of Johnson & Johnson. That's just the one. That's the one shot, Nick.
Yep.
Then they just give you, and they're going to say, I think what they're going to do, this is just me. I think what they're going to do is save those for the people who said, "Oh, I ain't getting vaccinated. I don't know what's in it. I don't want to become autistic." I think they're going to save it for those people, so that when they get them, they just give them one shot. It's over. Like, they can't trust those people to wait. So they're gonna save the one dose to take care of them. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I think you save those people who are what do they call them? Vaccine skeptics. I think they're saving the one dose to just give them a shot of it when they need to. That's what I believe is going on. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I might be completely wrong, but that's what I think is happening. I have a cat. My cat just got surgery. Okay. My cat had a growth on its side. And my wife was convinced the growth was some type of cancer. And she was saying things like, because our cat is, I don't know how old she is. I think she's shit. I think Bella originally got her when she was a kitten, and Bella was maybe 3 or 4. So the cat's got to be like 15 years old. And
cat.
yeah, right. And so she had this growth that was getting bigger, and my wife was like, "Be nice to Coco. We don't know how long we have her." And I go, "What?" She goes, "Well, that's probably cancer." And I go, "Oh my God." I said, "That's not cancer. It's just a growth, you know. The cat just got a stupid growth."
Well, that's why I had to put my dog down last year. Is she had that growth, and it turned out it was cancer, and it had spread to the point she'd lost all her energy, and there was no bringing it back.
Well, that's this. So my wife was constantly saying stuff like that. Like she goes, "Be nice to that cat. That cat, she's probably got cancer. She doesn't have long." And I go, "You know what? If you're so worried about it, then take the cat in. Take the cat in and have it removed." And I said, "But I'm telling you, it doesn't have cancer." So we took the cat in and they removed the growth. Okay. And so the cat's name is Coco. But now my daughter gave her the name of Franken Coco because this poor cat, I wish she'd come over. I would lift her up and show you guys. They literally had to shave her whole right side. And then they had to put this long incision and pull out this growth and everything. And she looks like, she looks like she's been, like she's scraps that have been put together to make a cat. This poor cat is, she looks miserable now. But my wife got the notice from the doctor today saying the histopath results came back in. And what she had was a benign apocrine gland adenoma. And there was no cancer, and she is fine. So there you go. So I hate to, so the good news is our cat is fine. But she looks like Frankenstein was out there taking different cat pieces and just stitching them together. That's what the poor cat looks like. If she was in here, I would show you guys because it is the craziest scar. And they had to shave the cat, to do everything. And the hair is, taking a while to grow back. So, but the cat is okay. She is going to live. But it does bother you. I mean, but now my wife can no longer say her saying of, "Oh, the poor cat probably has cancer," because the cat doesn't have cancer, and we have proof that the cat doesn't have cancer. But it's from hearing things like from TJ. I'm sorry, your dog,
Well, I mean, you remember my dog when you guys
I
came
do
up
remember
and did
the
the
dog.
mold
Yeah.
removal on my house. She's just a lovable dumbass.
I remember the dog. Yeah. I remember, and we hear stories. We heard stories from people like you, and where it wasn't good news, but my wife is just convinced that every single thing is not good news. And the good news is the benign growth was removed, and she is going to be fine. She still has a few more years to bother us. And the cat now, ever since her surgery, the cat has to sleep right next to me. Like literally be hugging me. Which is sweet for the cat, I guess. But has become weird for me because I don't want to be rough with the cat. Because usually you just push the cat off the bed, but not when it's just had surgery. I see Rocky's. I see Rocky was joining us, but now it says his devices are not. There's something wrong with his devices. Terry says they shaved. Did they shave your pussy? Yes, the cat. The cat's shaved. But you can now see. But you could see all of the stitches and everything. I mean, she looks like they put the poor cat looks like they put two cats together to create one. Poor little shaved pussy. But the cat's feeling better now and is cancer free.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. How many dates should people wait before having sex?
3.
0.5.
Yeah, they now have a list of how many dates. They have one that the people are following.
Is there an age and experience level? Like Sean would be -2.
No, see, I don't know. It's been a long time since I dated. I wasn't a fan of.
Oh,
Really?
Well,
It's been a long time? Why?
well,
Are you
but
married? How long have you
there
been married?
did that just happen last year?
No, I'm just saying there wasn't a lot of, we never counted dates or did you ever in your life, like have a set amount of dates that you needed to go on before you had sex?
I was just more excited that a woman actually talked to me before even having sex.
Right. I mean, yeah, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody in the chat room, did anybody have a set number of dates before you either had sex with someone or someone gave it up to have sex? And I assume it's the women that have to decide they're going to give it. I mean, I've never had sex where it was my idea. It's always, like my wife can have sex whenever she wants.
You got to get that. You want to come back to my place or your place line.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's always for me. It's always been when the woman decides, you're gonna have it. Even married, we have sex when my wife wants to have sex. We don't just have sex when I want to have sex. We do it when my wife decides, because she's the one that makes the decision.
Well, bummer for you.
But I'm just saying that's how it's always been. It's always been that way. It's never been anything but that. But now they're saying they have when people start dating, they have an actual number of dates that you're supposed to go on before you have sex. And I was asking you guys to guess. And Nick said 0 point something. And TJ, you said 3?
I said 3.
You're both horribly wrong. No.
1?
Wow. No. There is a professional matchmaker that now says people should wait 12 dates
Get the hell out of here.
before having sex. They should wait 12 dates. 12 dates. 12 dates, Rocky.
Wow. 12 dates.
12 dates before having sex. I can't hear you. I see Rocky's mouth moving, but I can't hear him talking.
Originally, you asked what it was. We thought that,
Yeah.
what people did. Now you're saying what some bozo thinks.
Well, I'm just saying that this is a professional matchmaker. There's a reason why. I'll explain why.
Is this from PrudeMcPrudeface.com?
No, it's
What the hell is a professional matchmaker? What that sounds like something right out of The Sound of Music.
Well, there's a scientific reason that she came up with 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to
And
sell more books.
No, it's actually pretty interesting. I've never,
By the way, going back to it's the she that decides when the sex is had. Notice it's a woman who is the person with this this number, this 12.
I'm just saying. I mean, I because I've had a heterosexual marriage, so of course my wife makes a decision. Now, I don't know how.
What is that? Of course.
No, I don't know how it would be if I was homosexual. I don't know.
The man would make the decision.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
That's
I
how
don't-
that works.
Or the
I don't know.
No, I
Or
was
the
saying,
man.
you
It's the
saying
man or the
that-
man, or the woman or a woman.
you were saying that you are in a heterosexual relationship, so of course the woman makes the decision. As
yeah.
if all heterosexual relationships, the men are just waiting around like for the woman to give the okay. And I don't know.
Twiddling
if
their
that's-
thumbs.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's the case. Look
Well,
at the
I'll tell
ropers.
you, I agree.
Look at
I
Al
agree.
and Peg Bundy.
I grew up I was a single mother raised child. You know what I mean?
I was
I've
obviously
always said
raised by-
women.
by a TV, and that's why I relate everything to TV characters.
I've had really strong women in my life, and I would never want to be accused of forcing a woman to do anything like that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's
Well, that's why I have the communication with my wife. Is like, hey, do you mind if I just force myself upon you every now and then? Yeah, go for it.
So, but you and your wife had that. You know, you had that
Wow.
conversation.
Yeah.
That's
like if
something
you-
probably want to get in writing, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like, you know,
I'm phrasing it differently.
Get one of those 50 Shades things where you gotta
you
cross stuff
you
off
told,
and
you
initial
told
stuff.
your wife,
Hey, if the moment strikes, pounce on me.
hey, I mean, I want to get married, but before I get married, I got to
It
be
really
honest with
isn't
you.
that the best, I mean, this whole let's plan it out, and I
Some
can
of our
pencil
sex,
you in here. That's not quite as nice.
I don't have to go take a shower first.
some of our sex.
Yeah, I mean, when it's a moment you want, bam. You don't want. I gotta go take a shower.
Some of our sex is going to be me forcing myself upon you. I just want to get that out in the open before we marry each other.
I asked for consent first.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that I think
Well, as
most
somebody who is watching from the outside, I just wonder how many relationships are like that, where it's like, because you were like, obviously. The
yeah,
woman
and
makes
well,
the
in my
decision.
mind, everyone is like this. In my
That's
mind,
why I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. I don't think everybody is.
I mean, there's
you're,
only
prob-
one.
no, you're
place,
probably right.
there's only one place in the world I can think of where the man in a heterosexual relationship gets to control the sex. Japan. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing in Japan. All I know
just
is
gave you 2 sitcoms that are from America.
yeah, no, you did where the woman wanted sex and the man never wanted.
Right.
Listen, I'm telling you, my whole life, I have wanted sex every day. Like especially when we were younger, I wanted all the time.
I think that happens in a lot of relationships. I just don't think it's always the man wanting the sex and the woman waiting around.
Correct.
Actual reality is more like King of Queens.
I never watched King of Queens.
I bet there's give and take too. I bet there's some times when it switches around, and
It is. There is times where it switches around.
I just
that's
say
probably with the most cases. Is it's kind of like some people are. You got a real daytime, afternoon delight person married to a nighttime likes it at night person, and they gotta
if you're
switch it around.
if you're my wife, it's been all she has to do is just decide she wants it, and boom, I'm in the shower. I'm willing to give. Yeah, I mean, that's how it's always been. Especially now, when one's unemployed. When one of you's unemployed, you just shut up and give the bone to.
Oh yeah, that's changed the dynamic. Yeah, a lot.
When
Yeah.
you don't like when you're unemployed, you really don't have much to say in the decision.
know about
You just-
anything.
You give whenever they want because they are taking care of you. Right? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean beyond just about anything when it
Yeah.
comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The unemployment thing has changed at least in my mind, has changed the dynamic. I feel like no.
When one is working and the other one's not, you just whatever they want. We're cool.
Well, that didn't work in my favor because I've always been the one working. I get home from being on the road. Man, I'd like to get sex. Well, how's it feel to want? Really?
You married the wrong person. I don't know.
Right?
I'm just saying that.
Well, I think it's different with a lot of straight couples because you have a history of societal, like the woman is the housewife and she's at home when the guy comes home, and the whole role playing from the nuclear family of the
Yeah,
50s
that's
or
true.
whatever.
And kids are, and people with more than one kid, I understand, are also different. But I got to tell you, for me, it's like, oh, she's working, I'm not. I mean, she's supporting everybody, so I'm not going to complain about anything, And I certainly would never say no to any kind of sex. I mean, that's crazy. I got to be honest, I don't think I have ever, in my entire marriage, there has never been a time where I have said no to any kind of
yeah.
And I've never ever.
Sounds like it's such a rare gift that you
No, it's not rare. It's just, it's not anything I turn down. And I don't think I don't think there's that odd. I think a lot of guys are like that. But then you mentioned the Ropers, and I think
Bundys,
holy
if you're not that old.
shit, I'm like, holy shit, he's
And
right.
the thing about the Bundys is that was supposed to be relatable. That was supposed to be a new show for Fox. Fox was a new network, and their shows were at that time the whole way they were more realistic. They weren't these stupid sitcom tropes, and this was real and gritty. And the sitcoms were supposed to be kind of, a little more mature and adult, and kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe they did it. So they expected people to relate to this situation of the guy being tired of the woman and the woman walking around the house in high heels and leopard prints trying to get the guy's attention, and he just would rather sit there and watch TV or whatever. There's country songs about that too. I mean, I don't think that's rare.
I'll be damned. No, I've never ever turned down sex. That's crazy. But this woman, she says 12 dates is what. Here's the reason why you should wait for 12 dates. Okay. She says when you have sexual activity, there's a release of the hormone oxytocin, that's what happens when humans have sex. They release these hormones. And that hormone is what makes you blind to all the red flags in a relationship. So she said, it's better to get to know each other first. So go on 12 dates and find out all the red flags and then have sex with them. Because once you start having sex, you're going to start forgiving or not even noticing those red flags. So she says, do the 12 dates so you start to notice them. I don't
That still seems like too many days.
That's a great opinion. There's others.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good news or bad news.
I think you can figure that out like in half of that, less
Right.
than half of that.
Yeah.
If you do your research right.
Hey, I could have figured that stuff out in like a half an hour. Come on.
And if sex is going to be an important part of your relationship, do you want to go out with 12 dates on somebody and get all interested and mentally and emotionally invested and find out you're not sexually compatible?
Yeah. Wouldn't you want to get it out of the way?
Well, you don't get it out of the way, but I mean, it's something that's
finding
you want to know those
out
things before you go any further.
Finding out if you're compatible is something that,
I still stand by. You always test drive the car before you buy it.
I like what DC's saying, but Ray, crazy people are usually really good at the sex. I will tell you that. He's right. There are times.
Yeah, it's the other 23 and a half hours of the day that's the problem.
Yeah, there are times in my life when I was dating, there are women that I hooked up with who were fucking amazing, mind-blowing, amazing at sex. But the conversation I started having with them afterwards made me go, whoa, wait a minute. This is not good. And this is not just me. A lot of conversations I've had with guys or conversations I've had on the air.
Had you done this 12-step program, you would have gone on one date with this woman found out she was crazy, or you thought she was crazy in your opinion, and then never had that great sex.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right. You're right. I would have missed the great sex.
Right? You still have that memory, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, you're right. I still have the memory of the great sex. I also
there you
have
go.
the memory of the troubling conversations, but it's nothing compared to the great sex. Yeah, there's to find out if you're it's like there have been people that I have been sexually compatible with who ended up, there's no way that I could have dated them after, the 2 dates we went on, because there was just no connection. So I would say that sexual chemistry is less important than other chemistry. You know what I mean? Like my first date I fell in love with my wife first date. First date, I was head over heels crazy about her.
Why?
I just knew, just in talking to her, I just hit it off with her. And even to this day, I still have that same connection with her. We're so alike, and so, she's just so funny, and the personality is amazing. And I learned that the first date. So if
There
it
you
was
go.
all, and then the sex stuff was just like icing on the cake, and that's what,
Boom, boom. Psh.
yeah, that's what made it happen for us. And
Like
I'm a
that
big
white frosting that comes in the cup of the.
I'm a big fan of
rolls.
I'm a big fan of frosting. I'm a big icing fan.
Oh well, okay.
All about the glazing.
I'm all about the glaze. And I get your connotation. No, I'm telling you, it was it was nice. Wasn't 12 dates, I'll tell you that. That's crazy. There's no way to go 12 dates. But this expert's saying 12 dates, because that way before you get the hormone oxytocin or whatever, before the hormone comes in. So they're saying 12 dates. So to those of you people that are maybe looking for love, try the 12-date rule.
Yeah, you'll get 12 meals out of it, at least. Or
Yeah,
depending on-
nowadays, who pays nowadays?
Me?
I don't know how you people. Don't
Yeah.
ask me.
TJ, who you pay when you go on a date with someone?
Yeah, when I go out on a date with someone, I'm always the one that's paying.
Do you allow them to pay, or are you
I just kind of
You
take it
set
as
a-
a matter of pride. Like, it's my
Do you
responsibility. I asked for the date. I got the date, so I should pay.
do you set a rule that you're gonna pay?
Kinda, yeah.
Like
I
because
still think that's something that is expected. I think a guy comes off as some sort of a cad if he doesn't pay.
Well, I think I like what TJ said. It's sort of like if he asks them out,
Right.
the intention is I'm going to take you out and I'm going to pay. It's sort of
These
like,
You should put a list together of all these things and then ask your daughter sometime.
yeah, I should ask my daughter.
I mean, ask how these young, like really young people are doing like the bill splitting at restaurants and things like that.
Yeah. Well, they're not. My daughter's not going out. They're not going to restaurants.
Well, I mean, maybe she knows the
Oh,
rules
right
though.
now.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean,
Still hip to it.
she's been dating during a pandemic. There's just no going out to dinner.
Say, yeah, exactly. There's a pandemic right now, so obviously you're not going out to dinner movie date,
Which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know how kids doing it. I don't know what the rules are. But I know, like TJ said, the person who asks them out should be the one that pays. But we've talked before, like Sean Balint has called me while I was unemployed, has called me and said, "Hey, dude, you want to do lunch today?" And I go, "Yeah, let's go to lunch." So I meet him at Hooters to go to lunch. All right. In your mind, who should pay for that?
I usually will side with Sean on most things, but I would think that if you call somebody that you know is unemployed,
Yes.
I mean, because it seems like, it's probably like a handout type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's my friend, he's unemployed, he's become sort of a complete and utter loser. I better invite him to the restaurant, at least invite him to Hooters, try to brighten up, put a little beam of sunshine in such a gloomy, awful life.
Yeah.
The least I could do, that's what I would think would be going on.
But I'm telling you, Sean has called me at times in my life where I've been unemployed. He has called me, invited me to lunch. So I drive over, I call him and get lunch. I'm very excited about this. And then when the bill comes, he's in the restroom or he's occupied.
No, Sean, not
Yeah.
Sean.
I think people just kind of still see you as like it's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. So you're
Yeah.
like the head of things, and if anybody goes out, you're just going to take the bill. And
Dude, when I was making a lot of money, well, you worked for me then. When I was making a lot of money, I paid for everything.
yes, I was your producer when you were a Republican. I remember that.
Yeah. I was not a Republican, but I had more money. So listen, I grew up poor. So when I got money, I didn't know what to do with it. I had no idea. So I would literally take out a bunch of people and just pay. To me, it was no big deal. But I'm saying now that's not the case. Like I have no money now. Like I have to watch every $5 bill. You know what I mean? I got to know where it is at all times. That's how broke we are. And Sean, would make me pay for lunch. So I'm just, I think that if you're going to go out on a date with someone, you would assume if they ask you, that means they're going to pay. I liked what TJ said of the person who asks is obviously going to pay unless they go, hey, you want to go lunch? Listen, how would you feel about going Dutch? Like, unless you somehow work it out in advance.
I don't know. Just doesn't. I don't know. It's 2021, but I still think the guy pays most of the time.
Yeah, but I got to be honest. I think back.
I think that's expected. And again, I think if it's some sort of a, well, do you mind if we go Dutch, or do you mind if well, you're the one that asked. That sounds Weasley and.
Yeah. Then you're a cheap.
Oh, don't worry about it, little lady. I'll take care of that check. That's a man. That's a man a woman wants to go on a date with.
I think on my first date with my wife, on the first date, we stopped and had some drinks somewhere. And then we went to some event where just being invited to the event meant they were going to pick up the cost of everything. And then, but I think when we stopped to have drinks, I think I bought the first round and had it sent over to the table. And then my wife got up and said she was going to get the next round. And I think she paid for it. So I think there was even a splitting of, I think there was some sort of Dutch thing then. Now that I think about it, but it's been a long time. I don't remember fully, but I think there was a thing where she actually paid for a round of drinks or whatever.
Drinks are one thing, but like going out, oh, will you play to, or will you pay half of the whole thing? Are you kidding me? Come on.
No, I just paid. Yeah.
There's different elements of going out too, isn't there? I mean, some people will go to like a movie and then they'll go out to eat, and then you go dancing, and then you go to the sex club. It's like it's 4 different.
We never went to a sex club. There was no. But I am worried. Who does pay for that? By the way, when you go to if you go to a sex club, that's a charge. Who does pay for that? Is that a Dutch situation? I would imagine both are ponying up for that, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's per. People usually go to sex clubs alone, don't they? I don't know. Where's Nikki?
Yeah, that's a couples thing. No, it's like Nikki explained in the past. It's a couples thing.
Oh, she's talking about swinging and stuff like that.
Yeah. Steve says he's going on his first date in 15 years this weekend.
That usually happens at somebody's house.
And he'll pay because he asked the girl out. Look at that, Steve.
Well, like I said, I think it's usually the man is expected. So obviously, if he's the one that asks, there's no question. The question is, if the woman asks, is she expected to pay, or is the man expected to pay?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Make
To me, situation, I don't know.
Make sure to wash that dong, Steve.
Got to find a youngin and ask
Yeah.
what the
Give it a
rules
good-
are.
Give it a good scrubbing, just in case. That's my advice. Spend some extra time on the dong.
Pete says until yesterday he agreed that Sean should have paid, but after finding out you refused. Yeah, notice Sean's not here after the Japan debacle.
Right?
Yeah, he was pissed about that. Uh-huh.
I'm actually thinking about just taking that and editing that and just making just a video of that.
Did you see the thing on Twitter? Somebody on Twitter, it was they referenced me and you and Sean and stuff on Twitter, Rocky, and they put up a picture of and said, "This is Sean Blunt's face when Ray Lytle told him that he turned down a chance for him to go to Japan."
No, I didn't see. I'm not
It
usually
was
on
actually
Twitter.
kind of funny. It was actually kind of funny. Yeah, so
I had my Japanese album tribute just in case Sean showed up.
I got to be honest. Number one, I thought he knew that. Okay, I didn't think that was
And Asia, Cheap Trick at Budokan, Deep Purple in Japan, and Asia's first album.
great.
And Yoko Ono on laying on it on the jukebox.
I got to tell you, I thought he had heard that before. I didn't realize he was going to get so upset about it, but he was legitimately upset at me over finding that out from 16, 17 years ago that I turned that down. I was shocked that so many people thought I was crazy for turning that down. I gotta be honest. It shocked me. I thought most people would just take it as whatever, but yeah.
No, you literally. How many people get invited to Japan?
Yeah, it's just not anything that I've ever been interested in.
That's the way to go when you're invited by the country or the town or whatever.
And still turn them down. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just weird like that, I guess. Yeah, I know that Shawnee was upset. I apologize, Sean. Please come back. I did not mean to upset you. I'm sure I get upset. By the way, I'm sure there's plenty of other things that Sean would be upset about.
Oh, with that revelation, I would have taken some time off.
Yeah, be sure to stretch out these, these things. That
Well,
you can
I got to
say
tell you, there are other
17
things.
years later, make sure. Oh, let me just pull this one out. I had a free trip to Japan. That was just a trip. We were invited.
The next one will be, I turned down a bonus for you guys because
After you eat,
There are other things that
Somebody
Sean
wanted to give me a new car, and I'm like, I don't need a new car. I got this Sebring. What? And so they were like, well, you can give somebody on the show a new car. And I don't know. I didn't know anybody on the show that needed a new car. What? Oh, I know. Who needs a car? What?
I just
And they
gotta
said
tell
they were
you,
going to give them a car and they could drive it for a year. And they didn't. Oh, I think it came with a free, like an unlimited gas card or something. I'm like, I don't.
there are other stories
Should've
that I
saved
have
that
never
one.
told. There are other stories that could make Sean equally angry.
Yes, let's just spread them out.
But I've now decided maybe I'll just never tell those stories. Having watched his reaction,
put them in your book to be published after you're dead.
I was funny. I was going to reach out to Glenn last night and talk to him.
So Donna Mills was supposed to come and be on the show, but the problem is somebody would have had to take her around town afterwards. She really wanted to see Springfield, and I'm like, Rocky's not going to want to do that because it's Don, and I don't know Jim. I'm not going to leave Donna Mills with Jim, so I'm like, no, we can't have Donna Mills live on our show and be shown all over Springfield.
There is shit that happened back in those days that to me just never seemed like anything, any major anything. And now years later, you find out, like, oh shit, maybe I don't ever want that to come out because that'll piss the person off. So, yeah. I didn't realize Sean was going to get so angry. I mean, I thought it'd just be funny.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. I just laugh it off. Like,
Oh, what an anecdote that I got to miss out on an opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, right?
And then after like halfway, and then and by the way, did I mention Ireland?
Oh yeah.
And just pile it on.
I assumed he knew about Ireland. I was shocked that he didn't. Oh well.
You get shocked a lot.
Yeah, well, Hey, by the way, can I
Steve
point
Harvey
out?
a run for his money in the getting shocked thing.
Can I put? We started the show by I mean, we're not a political show, but we started the show by mentioning today how Joe Biden is not going to put his names on these stimulus checks. Okay, just how ridiculous that whole concept is, and he's not putting his name on it. But now I also want to mention this, that because it's literally just happened in the last hour. Wall Street is going fucking crazy right now. Stocks have been soaring. The Dow has jumped over 350 points to a record high.
You ever seen those videos where animals will have been left in a cage for whatever reason? Maybe it's for a good reason. Maybe they had to heal or something like that. And then the gate is finally opened after months, and they just go running out as fast as they can. That's, I think, what people are expecting after the COVID restrictions start getting released, is that people are just going to be so itching just to spend money, do things, go do whatever. Spin doctors are in town. Let's go. Let's see them.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. You'll see anything.
The last president somehow equated stock market success with how he was doing. I'm just saying that Wall Street just broke another record. And the reason is because they're starting to feel confidence. Like from what Rocky was just saying, we have vaccinated almost 100 million people, and they just passed the stimulus. So we vaccinated 100 million people, which means we're going to be opening soon, as long as people continue to get vaccinated. And these stimulus checks will be getting to all of us before the end of the month. So Wall Street's going crazy. So it's good to see. It's finally some good news for America. So I just thought I'd share, because I literally just saw that come across while,
So there's COVID's over. The first concert, there's not going to be another concert scheduled for like a month. It's going to be at this big arena. It's going to be, but it's the Spin Doctors. Would you go? Would you still have an interest?
I would still want to hear Pocket Full of Kryptonite and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
It'd be a different band for you because you're from the 90s. Let's say
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Yes, Nick would be singing along with the Spin Doctors. He would be asking for the album tracks. The Hillbilly Groove EP.
I did like that Pocket Full of
some
Kryptonite.
band you didn't like. Would you go to the concert just because it's a huge concert?
No.
You think that'll be happening though? Like whoever goes first will be the bigger concerts.
Well, the batches of people, like the first huge one. I think people will go to things that they may not have gone to before, just because, my God, I want to go to a damn concert or a movie. Go to whatever I got to get to a movie theater. I don't care. It's Johnny Quest. I don't care.
Like, what if there's a winger concert?
Milo and Lotus continue. I don't care. I'm there.
What if a winger concert is coming?
How dare you? You talked to Kip Winger on the phone, and you just praised his music. And Oh, I can't wait to hear the new album all the way through. That new song is great. Hey, thanks, man. No questions like, are your teeth really that white? Is that an effect?
I'm
It's
just
some white
saying.
teeth. Doran
What
said
if-
they were, by the way. We've talked about the Kip Winger's teeth before. Just so.
Saying, what if Kip Winger is the one who, has a concert, and it's one of the first ones after, after COVID? It would be crazy.
I don't know about Kip. I wouldn't want to be in an audience full of 50-year-olds screaming, "She's only 17." That song's there's a time when you stop singing along with that.
Yeah. I wonder if he still
ones-
does that song. Does he still do that song?
One of the rare times that cancel culture should actually work.
Yeah. I've said it before. I think it would be awesome if he would. That would be a viral video if he was on tour and he comes out with that guitar riff, and does the whole first verse. She's only 35, but she's not, something like that.
Like, he's got to be what, 60 now?
I guess no age would rhyme with teen, but he's got to be.
Hey,
least
Summer.
in his
I see
50s.
Summers in the chat room. How old's Kip? Kip's got to be 60 years old now, right? I think Summer knows him, I think. When she was on CBS, I think she interviewed him more than once. Am I wrong?
See, there you go. She says you need to listen to his new music. We had him on. I just heard that tape that a few months ago where we had him on, and he was it was like 96 or 97 or whatever.
I'm saying I think Summers interviewed him more than once.
But I think that would go viral. That would get his name back. People would think, yeah, teen. I guess 3 rhymes with teen. Doran says she's only 43. Yeah. Well, you got to make her at least a look. She's only 33.
I got to tell you, if I was dating and I hooked up with a 43-year-old, I would think like, yeah, that's some cradle rubbing.
43. I don't know the next line.
43.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, after the.
Well, what would Danny say? Because before it was too young.
Still too young. She's only 33.
Daddy says she's a great age.
How about instead of her daddy
her
says that her
children say
son
she's
says
too
it.
young.
Her son says to stay away. She's too young.
Yeah. I just wonder if he still does that, but at 60 years old.
We could have the Stray Cats and Winger together in one concert.
Kiss still does Christine 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you coming out of school that day. I knew. I've got to have. I mean, that's part of the song. He goes into this talking part and talks about her coming out of school.
God, it sounds like he's poaching on Sugar Bear's territory.
Yeah. I'm so
Sugar
old
Bear
now.
can put on some makeup.
Not coincidentally, behind me, the song Hey 19 from Steely Dan, available on the Asia album.
But that's okay. It's 19.
Right. Well, that's funny
not
because
as
all
creepy.
the other songs, they're singing about how it's awesome that she's only 17 and Christine 16. Hey 19 is the song where he's saying this relationship doesn't work because we don't have anything to talk about. So you got to get
Once
them when
again,
they're
Steely Dan gets it right.
16 to 17. By the time they're 19, you don't have anything in common anymore.
Yeah, I'm so old now that I'm so old
Doran's
now.
got the next line. She's got all her teeth. She's only 43, but she's got all her teeth. She's only 43.
She's got a firing can. She's good enough for me.
Right.
43 would be a nice age. That's how old I am now. I'm so old that I'm thinking 43. That's sweet. Yeah. Right. There's something dirty about that. Yeah. Like I was looking.
Her FICO score is good enough for me.
I was on Reddit. You guys go on Reddit?
Triple bacon cheeseburger filled with chili. I'm headed for a heart attack.
I was on Reddit
For heartburn.
looking at the MILF photos, which I highly recommend.
Of course you were.
Go look at MILF photos on Reddit. and they put up nude shots or sex shots, and they always put their age in parentheses. Like they put the age,
Parentheses.
Yeah.
Possibly 41.
And, yeah, I have noticed that I'm more into the women that are above 40. And I look at it and go, oh, yeah, you're 43, you want it. You're dirty. I see someone that's 31, I go, oh, that's too young. That's too young. Oh, what is she doing? Put your clothes back on. It is weird. And then there's a whole section of girls above 18. On Reddit, they have this, I forgot the name of it, but it's girls that are younger. And I can't even click on that because it's like, oh, I don't even want to see that,
You're going to have the
girls,
FBI at your house.
It's all girls in their 20s. Yeah, it's just it's too weird. They're too young. But 40, Dorn picked the right age. 43 is just about perfect. Yeah, man.
I think we were looking for a rhyme with teen when that happened.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's a good age. 43. I'm just shocked when I see someone over 40 who's not fat.
It tastes like coffee stains on a really good book cover. She's only 43.
She loves to eat, pray, love.
Coffee stains. She's got her real teeth. I love it.
She's got a sign that says "Eat, pray, love." More like pray, love, eat. If you know what I mean, she's only 43.
I smell a parody song on the way.
I wonder. I bet he still does that song. It's probably the biggest song in concert, right?
She's got a mom jeans.
She wears mom jeans.
She wears mom jeans. The zipper's 12 inches long. It's just perfect for me. Yeah.
There has to be mom jeans has to be in that song. That's fantastic.
What does he have? He has Headed for a Heartbreak. 17. There's one more.
17 was the biggest song, though, right?
There's 3, right?
Yeah, but 17 was the biggest one.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun one. Headed for a Heartbreak. I mean, it's not heartbreaking.
Yeah, they followed the form. You got your hit, the ballad, and then the kind of hit, whichever one that was.
The thing was they came on too late. By the time they were starting off, it was kind of that whole type of music was kind of wearing down.
Summer says she just posted a teaser of his new music a couple days ago. Yeah, see, I told you.
I guess there really wasn't a bit. I mean, they had Hungry, but that wasn't that big. And then Miles Away was their we're going to sound more modern type song. And that was it.
That was when I was working in Peoria. They all, that whole sound came out as Winger and Slaughter and
88.
Fly High Michelle. I forgot the name of that band, but whoever it was. Do you remember who did Fly High Michelle? Who that band was?
She laughs at all my bad dad jokes. When she goes down, she's always chokes. Just because she's a smoker for 20 years. Anyway, just going off the chat room.
Kelly says Cinderella saying "Shake Me." Now it would be "Shake Me and make sure I don't fall and break a hip." Yeah, Troy says enough's enough. Oh, I opened for them. I opened for Enough's Enough. They're pretty nice guys. I'll be damned.
Is that how they got their name?
What? No,
This guy's Enough's Enough. We're changing our image. We're getting some new opening acts. We're changing our name. We're going to change our name to Enough's Enough.
No, that was when I was in Peoria. My band was then the Snappers, and we opened up for
But
Enough's
we're going
Enough.
to have the Z in instead of is.
I got a bit of in '92, I think. It's me and Lamb, and we had a guy named Pete McMurray who was on our show, and we sent Pete and Buddha to Enough's Enough's hotel room, and they were on top of the. They were downtown Peoria, on in the penthouse of, I forgot what hotel it was, the Mark
Pierre
Twain, maybe.
Marquette.
It wasn't the Pierre Marquette. I think it was a Mark Twain. And literally, we sent them over with a laundry basket full of water balloons. And we had Chips Enough throw water balloons off from their penthouse window to a listener that was down below trying to catch it with a laundry basket. And it was one of the funnest bits I ever did in my life. It was so funny. Maybe I'll put that thing available on the Patreon or something if I can find it. TJ, you probably heard that one, right?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was a fun bit.
That,
I see Rocky's holding up Cinderella.
basket.
I liked Cinderella.
Cinderella was more like a blues rock band. They just
I liked
looked real glammy.
Cinderella, I like them a lot. They had the dun da 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 da.
Shake Me. They had Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. They had
Da 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 da.
It ain't easy to get it back. Takes so long. That one. Somebody Save Me.
Yeah.
I lost
Now,
my
what-
job. They kicked me out of my tree. Somebody save me. Isn't that the lyrics? I have to listen. Nobody's Fool. That's the big one.
Yeah, there was a Cinderella song I really liked, and it didn't sound like, just because it didn't sound like anything from that era, you know.
Gypsy Road or something, or
no, it was. Da, 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 da. I can't remember it. I'd sing it if I remember the words. I just can't remember it. But I thought it was a really good song because it was
Coming Home.
No.
Heartbreak Station.
I see the doubt in your eyes, but da, 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 da. Let me now I'm gonna go crazy thinking about it.
Yeah, you always were a fan of the off kilter.
Yeah, but it was a different sound, so that's why I liked it. I mean, maybe it was Coming Home. I don't remember.
I was gonna say Coming Home sounds like the type of song you would like.
Yeah, maybe it was.
I was surprised when you said no.
Well, you're probably right. I just don't remember the song, but I googled Cinderella songs, and it gave me songs from
Like
it
My
gave me
Charming
songs from the movie Cinderella.
A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes and all that.
It gave me songs from the movie. Yes, Cinderella. No, I wanted the band Cinderella.
Dream is a wish your heart makes. I only know that because of working at Blockbuster.
Damn, I can't find. I should go Cinderella band songs. Yeah, I'm coming home. Yeah, Coming Home is a song that I really liked. That one was a good one. So there you go. There's my there was my Cinderella jam, Rocky. Which you picked it as Coming Home.
Yeah, that's the single that killed the band. You always like the single that kills the momentum.
You're saying that one killed the band?
Yeah, it broke the hit momentum.
That's a song I liked.
That's how I picked it out.
I took a walk down the road. It's a road I was meant to stay. I see the fire in your eyes, but a man's got to make his way. Yeah, I like that song. Kelly says,
Rocky, you said that's the song that killed the band.
Well, from making huge songs.
Kelly says, I always wanted my hair to look like the lead singer of Rats. Love the sweep over one eye. See, that was back in the day. That was back in the day where women would look at guys in rock bands and say, "Oh, that's how I want my hair to look." That's kind of the that's the that's the era we
like
lived
David
in,
Bowie.
man. Yeah. That was some great music in that time. It really was.
But apparently, Bubba likes Gypsy Rose. He likes that musical. You know, everything's coming up rose. He says Gypsy Rose.
I think he's talking about
Everything's coming up roses.
No,
Ethel
I don't
Merman?
think it's the Ethel Merman musical. That's not what Bubba's
I
talking
think it's
about.
Gypsy Road.
Yeah, he's talking about
Yeah.
the Gypsy Road song from Cinderella. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did like the Ethel Merman musical.
Or maybe the Tyne Daly version.
Everything's coming up roses. Ow.
Right after high school, I was in a summer theater thing that did that. Gypsy.
Hi, Bubba. It's me, Tyne Daly. I want to play with your Peter.
I don't know about all that.
Bubba, you've never lived until you've had a 70-year-old play with your Peter. Tyne Daly, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Tyne
good.
needs her medication. She's talking about wanting to touch penises again. Penises. Yeah. That's
Right.
why she needs the right.
All right, we got the Thorazine ready.
I will let you live those Cagney
Obviously
and
delirious and not herself today.
I'll let you live those Cagney and Lacey fantasies. Ow.
What? That somebody would turn this off and switch it to Three's Cut? That was always my Cagney and Lacey fantasy. Wow, I really wish we were watching Channel 4 right now, or 2, or whatever the comedy was on.
Anything but this?
Show you a good time, Bubba.
I just really wasn't into hard cop shows when I was 9. It was
One
more
thing
about
about
Alice and Three's Company, and
I'm going to find Ethel Merman. We're going to take our teeth out and we're going to gum your balls. Show you a good time, Bubba. Yeah. Everything's coming up roses.
yes, Bubba, aren't you glad that you typed in Gypsy Rose by accident?
Way to go,
And then I
Bubba.
tried to make a little joke about it, and now we're old women licking balls and
50 cc Thorazine ready, doctor.
Dead. Ethel Merman is very dead. By the way, Tyne Daly's still alive. Good for her. So are you tough enough for my love? Yeah, I like that song, They're Coming Home. It's a good song. Thanks for reminding me of that.
problem.
Yeah.
I'll make you a list of other songs you like.
But you know what? We laugh at that, but you have a good you actually have a good idea of the kind of music I like.
I've done that for people. They think I'm being
Yeah.
funny. And I did that to Norm one time. He put on Facebook, put a song that you think I'd like to everybody. And I put a song from 1968. He loved it.
Yeah.
It's by the Bonzo Dog Band.
You always knew what I liked. You bought me one of my favorite CDs, and I'm the only person I know that likes it. And that was the John Evangelis.
Yes.
Friends
That
of
was
Mr.
early on.
Cairo.
That's when I thought I still had to buy you like a Christmas present or something. I didn't know how.
I love that song. I think that song's fantastic. John Evangelis, Friends of Mr. Cairo. If you guys have ever heard that song, it's great. It's fantastic.
This is the guy responsible for Chariots of Fire, by the way, if you don't know who we're talking about.
But John Anderson was in Yes. I mean, that's what
Yes.
he's known for. It's a great song. It's like 19 minutes long, but it's fantastic. So what were the bands? What was that era of? I get it. I get they were the pre. I call them the pre-Nirvana hair bands. Like, because in the late 80s, this hairband stuff started to, I would say it started taking off when Kiss took off their makeup. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but remember when Kiss took off their makeup and they did.
Well, yeah, they basically took heavy metal and just made
yeah.
it glamorous instead of dark
Yeah.
and satanic and devils and whatever. It became more about partying, and instead of
Yeah.
dressing in leather and chains like Judas Priest or early Motley. Well, Motley Crue is the perfect example. Motley Crue is just one
Yeah.
band that shows how you go from leather and chains and heavy metal to more glam and makeup and hairspray and spandex. And
But I'm saying it was, and it went all the way until Nirvana.
yeah, and it got more and more in that direction. And that's
So-
why it got out of control. It got silly. It got ridiculous. It got over the top. And
But
then
wouldn't
that's
you
when,
say-
boom, here comes this other sound that just knocks it right out of the thing.
Don't you think it started with Kiss Unmasked? When they took off their masks and Kiss went to, really long hair with hairspray and makeup, or
Yeah,
not
they were
makeup.
trying to look like the
Yeah.
Quiet Riot and
Yeah. Bon
Twisted
Jovi.
Sister and all that kind of stuff. That was all out at the 83 at that time.
Mhm. But that was sort of the start of it. And it died around 94.
Yeah, that's when I was in college. It died when I was in college, and they were.
But
You still had
Winger,
these college students that were, my age that were all, oh, we play some Wolfbane. We're not going to play a new hair band.
but I'm telling you, there are, to this day,
We're going to play a new band. They're going to be from Seattle. They're not going to be called Wolfbane and have, spandex on in 1993. And they're a new band.
there are still big fans of that music. I mean, and Winger was one of the Wingers, Slaughter, what was it?
Well, here's a controversial statement. I'm going to say it anyway.
Bullets
Hair bands
Over
are like
Broadway.
disco.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Hair bands are like disco because they were popular at the time. Everybody loved it. Everybody, some of these people became, or song lyrics or whatever, became household names and whatever. And then there was a huge backlash. I remember when I first started on QLZ, there was a lot of that stuff we couldn't play. We didn't play You Give Love a Bad Name on QLZ the whole time I was there. That was too hair band. We played Wanted Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
We played a couple of other songs, but we didn't play straight up hair bands a lot. We had hair band weekends.
You see, I liked
my idea, by the way.
Bon Jovi.
And I was told that wouldn't work because that music was outdated. Our consultant did not want us to do hair band weekends. But
Very successful when we did it, by the way.
yes. And so yeah, I mean, it's the same as disco was like that. And then it has this resurgence because you realize all these years later, all that stuff is just fun.
Yeah.
That's all it was based on, was good times and fun and dressing up. And whether you're dressing up in polyester or spandex, it's the same thing.
Hell, Def Leppard's still around.
So it's Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And that's all it is fun. One music is a little louder than the other. One
Right.
music is a little more about the bands playing the instruments. The other is more about producers producing a sound. But other than that, it's the same idea. And it's the pretentious, overly important, boring stuff that gets cast aside. It doesn't get played anymore. You stick with the fun stuff, 20 years later.
That's a blast. No, when I played in a band, I couldn't do those. I mean, when I was started a band when I was in high school, we started in that era of all the other bands that were playing around us. They were all wearing spandex and had hairspray and all kinds of stuff. And my band did not.
Well, that's the thing that used to be part of the fun, was dressing
Yeah.
up, and you got your outfit to go to the concert, and you got your whatever. Guys would make sure they had the latest stylish, the ripped jeans and the guy that had the new T-shirt on. It's my cock showing. Okay, cool. And then
I was too fat for spandex when I was playing a band in high school, but
But the 90s came along and it was just like, all right, man, you want to go to the concert? Oh, I don't know, cool. All right, let's be 15 minutes late and leave like 20 minutes early. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. Life sucks, yeah. This concert sucks, yeah.
People, I got to tell you though, people love that stuff. We would play and we would do a cover of some of that music and people would go nuts. It was nuts. Like we would play, there was a Motley Crue song.
Right. Let's see, Motley Crue. The last thing would have been Dr.
Don't go away, Mad. Just go away.
Yes.
No, there's a ballad. The ballad.
Without You.
No, it was from when I was in high school.
Oh, so they hadn't done it. Okay, so you couldn't play a song that didn't exist yet. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that when I was working at WC.
What year?
Would have been 80 something or 80.
Oh, shout out to Devil.
No, I played it on piano.
Home Sweet Home.
Shout out to
Home Sweet Home. Yeah, it was Home Sweet Home.
Oh, forget.
Yeah, but I'm saying that my band would do that song.
Most popular.
My band would do that song, and kids would go crazy. They loved it. You know, it was a great song. But
From what I understand, it's really easy to play that little. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah, it's literally
it's
C. You make a C chord, and then you just move the fingers.
Right,
Literally,
that's what I mean.
that's all it
You
is.
don't even move your.
It was written by the drummer, right? What
It's got to be something you can play while you're like, on 7 different kinds of drugs. You can and alcohol. You can't be up there playing like, Peter Gabriel shit.
I was the one who played before I even learned piano. I learned that song. That's how easy it was. It's literally just a C and an F on piano. And I want to say it was written by their drummer, right? Who wasn't a piano player. But it was a big song for them. I think even today it still is.
Well, I think the video shows him playing the piano. I don't know how, accurate that is, but
yeah. Well, our
in the video,
piano
Tommy
player,
Lee's the one playing the piano
our piano player played guitar in it.
with his
So
penis.
I would start out playing piano in it.
That's why it's
and
so
then-
easy to play.
Then after the first verse, there's no more piano. Literally, there's only piano in the first verse. And then when it kicks in, there's no piano.
Yeah, because he gets up and then moves over to the drums.
Yeah, until the
I
very
mean, they
end.
can't do technical things where they edit. He's got to literally stand up and he
Yeah.
can't walk over to the drum kit.
But it was a good song. It was a fun song.
Yeah, and that's the song where the video, I think both, because it entered the charts in 2 different versions. It got redone by them in 91. It was a totally different video. But I think in both videos, a woman raises her shirt in the audience. And that video they didn't show anything, but they show her raising the shirt and they cut to Tommy Lee on the drums going, whoa, or whatever. In the video, they got played 1 million times on MTV. So women would see that and go, Home Sweet Home. I know what that means. It's like Mardi Gras. Know what that means?
I'll be
Home
damned.
Sweet Home. Everybody wanted to be
love
the
it.
girl in the video with the top up.
By the way, Bubba says, personally, I can't stand Def Leppard. It's the one band that makes me change the channel. See, I think Def Leppard is still to this day just one of the biggest bands of that era. They were fantastic.
And that one song, 2 Steps Behind. That's your favorite, right?
No,
Probably.
I like Hysteria
Oh, okay.
and Animal song.
Yeah. It's the one with the trick ending.
Armageddon it. Yeah, I like Armageddon it. But I also like 2 Steps Behind's fun. That's a good song. Yeah. I don't hate 2 Steps Behind. I like Def Leppard. I'm shocked that Bubba says he doesn't.
I like the Pyromania singles. I'm not as big of
Yeah.
a fan of Hysteria, and I'm definitely not into Adrenalize.
Dude,
With the I'm not a big fan of like older, like rock stars who have been rock stars for a while, sitting up there singing songs about Mom wants me to take out the trash. No, Mom, turn that music down. No way. No.
outside of that song, that album wasn't too bad.
I got to tell you, I started radio work at WYMG in
Yeah,
1987.
wasn't that from the 90?
That was my first job. And we started playing Def Leppard, Hysteria, and literally we played 6 singles from that album. That's how big that album was.
Every time you turned on the radio, it was Pour Some Sugar on Me.
It was Pour Some Sugar on Me, Hysteria, Armageddon It,
Rocket.
Rocket,
yeah,
Animal.
there was
Animal, yep.
Love Bites
Almost
or whatever.
almost that
Bites.
whole album.
It was every other song was it had 12
Yeah, it was
songs.
crazy.
It was a huge
I think
album.
they played every song except for Gods of War.
I mean,
Run
it was-
Riot. It was like I said, it was like half of them. The first single was called Women, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So there was actually that single too. There was a video for it and everything.
nutty. And that's when I first started in radio, was with that album. And that album, we played that album consistently for 2 years. I mean, there was something off that album. They did it
Like Michael
right.
Jackson Thriller.
Yeah,
You know,
but
Thriller just kept releasing singles for 2-3 years.
for rock stations, it was Hysteria and Born in the USA, just taking turns until do you remember what knocked it off of the rock charts? I remember because I was working in radio, but do you remember what knocked it off the charts? What finally
off the charts?
what finally had rock radio stop playing stuff from that album? Yeah, it was U2. I remember when With or Without You was first released, that took the place of a Def Leppard song, and literally that was the new album that everybody was from the U2 album. That's the one that radio was sort of moving towards, and that was when I first got into radio. It was crazy, but it's good memories, you know. Now it just doesn't work like that, does it? I mean, there's no artist that comes up with a new album and radio
No, I
stations.
I miss my time and when I worked at Broadcast Center, because I had such an in with so many younger people, and they would want to talk to me because I was the guy on the radio, and that's why they're going to the school to be like me. And so they would want to talk to me. So I would talk to them right back and ask them questions. I always loved knowing how younger people, you know, consumed music and cared about music and wanted to, you know, and now I don't have that anymore. I tried to talk to my nieces and no, whatever. You know, it's like, I don't think people have a passion about, you know, music like that. And if they do, it's like this older stuff, you know.
Or they have a passion about Taylor Swift for some reason has she has
I think that's a different thing
following.
though. That's more like
Yeah.
she's the only celebrity type.
But that's what I'm saying is the young kids know her music. They don't. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking of music differently than what's really going on, but it's not like when we were young, we became fans of a genre and literally had to gobble up all of it. These kids these days, they'll have a fandom over an artist, and it's just different.
I just want to go back real quick. Make love like a man. Stand up, kick love and emotion. Have you ever needed someone so bad and I want to touch you? I stand by my original statement about adrenaline.
Wow. Granted, I was 14 at the time, so
Right, yeah.
Right.
I think Hysteria is one of the finest albums ever made. Just because I first got into radio, like I said, and we were just playing nonstop.
Yeah. Hysteria is an
Hysteria.
album that Terry would like because it's
Well, I mean,
half
even
singles.
like- Even
So
like
it's
Nick
like
and I's
totally-
days, you know, we were coming up during that grunge rock era, and it was you grabbed onto the genre. That's what you listen
Dude, Nirvana changed everything. I was working in radio when Nirvana hit. And do you want to know why Nirvana changed everything?
Because
it was a
rock had gotten silly, it gotten ridiculous.
Because you couldn't play for some reason at the time. Sounds Like Teen Spirit could not be played up against More Than a Feeling. It just sounded weird.
Well, that's the
Like
same
you
song.
can
That's the same
now.
chords and everything.
Like you can do it now, but back then, it was just radio couldn't find a way to make it happen. Like
No,
AOR,
I don't think that's true. Boston's not the right, because we played Boston next to Smells Like Teen Spirit, and they're the same. It was the hair stuff.
Yeah,
It was because Boston looks like Nirvana. You know, Led Zeppelin looks like Nirvana, and they have the same ethos as Nirvana and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. It was the hair stuff with the look, the spandex, the silly hair, the makeup, we're more concerned with our image than we are our music type of thing. That's what it gotten out of control. It gotten silly. You had albums like Adrenalize, and then Nirvana comes in and, you know,
I'm telling you,
is enough.
You could
Along with a bunch of other groups as well.
You could put Lithium next to Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Or you could
but
put
you
it
can't
next
put that
to,
next to Y&T Summertime Girls.
Yeah, you couldn't put it next to. And I'm telling you that I was working at Rock 106 at the time, and it was more than a feeling from Boston. We just couldn't, because we had so much Boston that they couldn't fit it in, because that was sort of the go-between. You could play, you said Y&T Summertime Girls. You could play that into Boston, into Zeppelin. But you couldn't.
Well, it was more about, when I was on QLZ, it was more about the 70s and the 90s. And you tried to stay away from the 80s.
You avoided it.
But you got to remember, I was there in 90. I was working in radio when that first happened, when Nirvana hit. And it was that first Nirvana album. That's when radio said, oh, let's get rid of anything from the, let's get rid of any rock from the 80s. It's all dead. It's all dead. And then you started seeing Nirvana into Led Zeppelin.
Because they kind of made those groups look silly. They exposed the whole, you know, silliness of all of it.
Or into AC/DC.
Changed the attitude of things.
It was weird. They decided that Ozzy was the only one who heard anything from the 80s anybody played. AC/DC, Ozzy, Aerosmith, Zeppelin, all that
all
stuff.
People that have 70s credentials.
Yeah. But
That's
everything else,
You could bridge that.
everything else went away. Bon Jovi went away. Def Leppard went away.
Def Leppard was the only one. I was surprised Def Leppard for QLZ didn't go away, but like I said, we did not play You Give Love a Bad Name. We didn't play we played Runaway, we played Wanted Dead or Alive, and we played like one more. And the Runaway was, I think, just because it was so early. You know, it was before all the other, you know, the big hair and the, you know, it just got silly. It got silly, and a new sound had to come along. But now we like the silliness of it, the fun and the nostalgia. That's what we want. It's kind of hard to look more hard to look back on and listen to a Soundgarden album and for nostalgia and get the same fun reaction, because it's not a fun sound.
I'll tell you, Spoon Man was really fun. I mean, it was just so different. It was,
that would be like an exception.
Yeah, we did have a lot of fun with that one. It's been good talking about music. We don't usually do that. We should probably wrap it up, though. It's almost 10 o'clock, guys. I want to thank you guys for listening. Remind you, Recontext. That's right, Recontext, our main sponsor. You guys get some car washes. Weather's beautiful. Recontext can just do a normal car wash for you. Just give them a chance. And it doesn't cost that much. Just go on by and say, hey, can I get a car wash? They'll wash your car. Take it from me. Recontext, in the corner of 8th and Black or 9th and Black. The whole business is a block long. 8th and Black, 9th and Black, Recontext, 670-1132. As well as our other sponsors. Thank you so much for listening. Great. I love when we get Rocky going on music, because he really knows his music.
And everybody else gets upset.
Well, no, but it gets all of us going. And I am amazed how you all can always pick. Like, you always know what bad songs I'm talking about. That is amazing.
My favorite thing to do used to be to go into places and play like Pizza Hut or whatever, and play like the jukebox and play like a song for each person and watch each person get excited as their song came on. So I've been doing that for a while.
It is amazing. I'm coming home. Let's wrap it up today. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Another free show tomorrow at 8 a.m. So long, everybody.